Hey Scorpio, welcome to Get Life 333 Tarot. My name is Jackie. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to be doing a They Want No Contact, What They Don't Want You to Know spread. This is going to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If you're not getting the messages that you are resonating with here, definitely check your other signs for sure. Okay, guys, I did already pre-shuffle, so I'm going to get right into this. Well, first of all, let me start out by saying I'm really sorry that they went no contact because these things are never easy to work through. So the intention here is for you guys to get a little bit of guidance to hopefully at least have a little bit of clarity or be able to ask yourself some questions about the information you get here. Is it valid? Is it not valid in your mind? But keep in mind, this is how they're in their mind what they don't want you to know. Doesn't mean they're not playing mind games with themselves, you know what I mean? All right, so let's get to it. All right, so Three of Pentacles reversed. So they're no longer willing to put the work in, right, in this relationship because they see you guys as having become like this continuous wheel, like a hamster wheel, round and round of fighting and discord. And I'm getting about either, I mean, it's Pentacles, so it could be money or passion, you know? One or the other, you know, yeah, about, you know, it could be attraction, it could be money, right? Okay, and then we have the Death card. They don't want you to know how stressed and anxious they're feeling. And like they've been emotionally pushed out of this relationship. They feel like they have. This became really unsatisfying them to stay in. And they feel that the no contact, going no contact is the only way that they'll truly be able to move forward. Yeah, and then we have the Three of Swords reversed. So they feel very slapped with the reality and the truth that either you're not happy and accepting of who they really are, you know, feeling like they're not enough, or they feel like this about you. And they feel they expressed all of this to you, but you aren't validating them, so they don't see any point to revisiting this right now. You know, they're really hurting. And they are definitely seeking solace in friends or some sort of outside activity. You know, so we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. So they feel most of your arguments were petty and that you guys were never really going to move forward. But they feel the break will give you guys both the space to breathe. You know, and I say this because it's followed by the Ace of Cups, which is normally a pretty positive thing. You know, it's as if they at least feel like there's hope for you guys, at least on their end. But they don't want you to know this just yet. You know, they're still going through something. Yeah, for sure. And we have the Three of Wands. So they think the time apart is just going to help you guys see, you know, things. And, you know, definitely help you see your role in all of this. Because they feel like you're not taking the amount of accountability and responsibility for the demise of the relationship that they feel that you should. Okay? But it'll also allow them to get more in touch with themselves. Okay? Because they've been going through something with their self-concept I'm getting here. Is they've realized that you only saw and accepted the parts of them that you wanted to see without accepting their entire unique self. In their mind, this is what they're getting. And then we have the Page of Cups reverse energy. So they're handling this whole process really immaturely, Scorpio. I'm sorry, like, almost uncharacteristically so. Like, they don't want you to know how much partying they've been doing, or that they've been living in this sort of, I don't know, like dream world, if you want to say, as they process all of this. And they feel very validated to be going off on these benders, it seems like. And I'm getting that it depends on, okay, I mean, because this is a general reading. Either they just don't want you to know about all the partying they've been doing, or part of the reason they don't want you to know about the partying is because it's so out of character for them. But one or the other, there's definitely stuff going on there. It's not funny, but it is kind of funny because you're kind of suspecting it, but they don't realize that you are. So, you know, just that's always funny anyway. And then we have the Seven of Wands here. So they just want to focus on moving forward in their life, you know, focus on, you know, getting their shit together, focus on their careers. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. And okay, this can go either way just because it's a knight card here. So, you know, this could either be how they're seeing themselves or how they're viewing you. So either they're aware of how stubborn and pessimistic they feel regarding you and the relationship, or they view you as just being too negative and too pessimistic and materialistic and maybe even dishonest about, you know, like your real deal. In other words, like, I'm getting they might think that you say that you want and need one thing, but then you pressure them about other things, and you're just not really honest about what your needs and desires are. Because in their mind, you don't want to make yourself look bad. Okay? That's for some of you. Others, they fully realize how stubborn and pessimistic they're being, and they don't want you to know how materialistic they actually are. They don't want to let you know just how secretive and dishonest they actually are, you know, in ways that you're not even aware of. And they're just not unwilling. They're right now, they're just unwilling to compromise how they feel viscerally, like deep in their soul, for this relationship, because they don't feel like it's been on even ground. But I feel like this is right now, and that a lot of these energies are temporary, you know, because I just want to mention, like, we have the Death card, which indicates endings, but it also indicates new beginnings, you know, and we have it right atop the Ace of Cups. So I'm really getting, just because of the Eight of Wands energy that's with this, they are feeling hopeful eventually, but not right now. And so Scorpio, you know, when people go no contact, there are like stages in it, you know. The first stage is whoever went no contact feels relief, and then they feel justified. If you're incessantly trying to call them or text them, or you're posting online about them, you know, on social media, even if it's a cryptic message, you know, people see through that anyway. But I feel like, you know, well, that is the second stage, right? So it's this validation. And then it goes into confusion when you go no contact also. Let's say you stop texting them, you stop posting, no more calls. You're not talking to mutual friends about them or the relationship at all. It's like you completely drop their name out of your existence. That creates such confusion in them. And then after the confusion comes curiosity. That's when they might, you know, be checking around, asking around. That like sort of stalkerish, you know, stuff that could go on. But that's that last phase. And the thing is that curiosity is the precursor to attraction, you know. So maybe you have to get to that space. You guys know better than me or better than anyone else if your relationship is in a space that's salvageable. If it was a complete eradication of your foundation, then no, you know. Then maybe this reading is not for you. And you might maybe check your moon, rising, or Venus, okay? I want to get a little more information here about what's happening. Yeah. Yeah, you know, they just feel like they are really living in their truth, man. And they have no problem being a little mysterious with you. You know, it's definitely what I'm getting, Scorpio. They feel like that's going to ultimately benefit the situation because they are so done with the way it was. Absolutely. They just, you know, look, they just don't feel like it was a centered relationship. They don't feel like you guys had a definitive purpose moving forward. They just don't feel like that. They felt no stability with you, and there are secrets now because of it. They just don't want you to know that they were really unhappy with how they felt with you. You know? They don't want you to know how stressed and anxious this all is for them. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they have no idea. They're in between things. They're, you know, they're trying to figure themselves out. They're absolutely trying to figure themselves out. They have no idea what they're feeling right now. Yeah. All right, listen. You got the Hierophant, you know. They're really trying to get in touch with themselves, but they honestly don't have any idea how to move forward in this in any practical way. They just really don't. They want stability. They want it. They want this safe, stable space, but they would like to have it with you, but they just don't feel like it's possible right now. So, Scorpio, I'm just feeling like if you continue with the no contact, but in a healthy way, and man, do I know how hard that is, right? When you miss a person, and they're like right there in the front of your mind, it's so painful, it's gut-wrenching, and you want clarity, so you're texting them and you're messaging them and you're leaving voicemails and all of this stuff. I understand that. But the thing is, they need this space. They need the space right now. So I feel like for many of you, if you give this to them and you think about honestly your role in it, because if they're not feeling validated and accepted in the way that they are, if they're feeling like that, there has to be something. Maybe they're misunderstanding you, but the processing is happening. And why is that happening, So these are things that maybe, you might take this time to think about as well. But give them the space that they need if you want this to work out. Okay, Scorpio, that's what I have for you guys today. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.